All right, everyone, I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me. If you have any trouble during the presentation, just raise your hand, or like I said, use the questions portion of the module, and I can answer those for you. Um, Welcome to the webinar. My name is Dustin Mitchell. For those of you who don't know me, and most of you do, because I didn't approve many people to be on this exact presentation. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an 18-year veteran of the network marketing and direct sales industry. I've been a top earner in two companies. I've been on the corporate staff for several, and I also own Network Marketing Incorporated, which is the second largest support company for multi-level marketing companies in the world. So that's one of the reasons why I'm presenting this presentation tonight in this webinar. There's really two sections. First, we're going to go through slides. I'm going to present to you my research, give you my professional opinion concerning United Games, where it's going, and what I think needs to be done in order to make this a viable business opportunity. And then we will take a short break, and then we'll go to part two, which is more of an interactive portion, where I am going to help you more or less learn how to build your business and give you advice, etc., things that I do to build my network. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. I put this quote at the top of the screen, this "don't get discouraged, things will work out," because the owners of United Games and almost every corporate staff member are members of the Mormon Church, the Latter-day Saint Church, and Gordon B. Hinckley was one of their prophets. I thought for those of them, when they watch this, this might sort of hold true to them, and they might realize that, things work out, things happen. This comes from one of your prophets. So just because things aren't, I don't want people to feel like I'm attacking them necessarily right now. I just want to make sure that everyone in my organization, not just my organization and the team that I'm building, but the entire company is going to be taken care of. So I want to start off by talking about what is a pyramid scheme, or I prefer the word Ponzi scheme more, and what is legitimate marketing. So pyramid schemes, they come in many different forms, and they pop up all the time. That's why multi-level marketing and network marketing itself has gotten such a bad rap, because people confuse the two. And a lot of times they're difficult to recognize. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to give you some additional resources from the Federal Trade Commission, as well as some articles that I've written personally that can help you differentiate the two. But they really all share one main characteristic, and that is that people at the top, or the con artists, or the people, a lot of times they don't even know that they're con artists. They believe in the presentation, wholeheartedly. But those are the people who make money, and the people at the bottom don't make anything. I actually have a presentation that's out where I compare Social Security to a Ponzi scheme, because in a way, the people that are paying in now aren't going to be able to draw out on it. But Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, they offer consumers or investors tremendously large profits. They're not able to back up income claims, and it's primarily based on recruiting other people to join the program. And it's not based on profits from any real investment or real sales of goods or services to the public. And some of these schemes may purport to sell a product, or they may say they're getting ready to sell a product or launch one, but they often just use that to hide the pyramid structure in the beginning, and then they disappear. So there are really two signs that you look for, and that is first, that is the product simply being used to disguise the pyramid structure, and are they inventory loading, and is there a lack of retail sales? And the Federal Trade Commission is the government organization that oversees network marketing, affiliate marketing, MLM companies. I have a very good relationship with them, and just because of my experience in the industry and my desire to protect consumers. So, the people at the top of a pyramid, or of a company that uses an illegal Ponzi structure, they're the ones that reap the substantial profits. And a lot of you have heard people on the conference calls for United Games, et cetera, making false income claims and these claims that they're going to make millions and millions of dollars, even though there's little or really there's no product in this case that's going to be moved. It's just based on the hopes of token purchase and application in an app. And the people at the bottom are the people who really are going to be making the payments, the $30 or $29.99 when the app launches, and the $9.99, etc. And you know that just accumulates to pay the people at the top. So it's kind of like a rob Peter to pay Paul scenario. A lack of retail sales or a lack of sales of any sort of service is a red flag that the structure that they are using is a pyramid, that their pyramid structure exists. And a lot of those companies, they claim that their products are going to be the next big thing. I spent the evening yesterday preparing these slides and listening to a lot of conference calls, recorded conference calls from United Games. And I don't know how many times I heard that this is going to be the next big thing. This is huge. This is going to be the next billion-dollar company. You can't make claims based on that. You can't say this is going to be the next Pokemon app or the next Candy Crush app. You cannot build claims and make income claims based on what other companies have done. That would be like a mom and pop burger restaurant opening it up and saying that they're going to be the next billion-dollar McDonald's like corporation just because they have a really good cheeseburger. You can't do those things. So, however, on close examination of compensation structures like this, you need to look at where most of the revenue is coming from. Is it from inside the affiliate network or the company, or is it from a consumer base? So, a typical Ponzi scheme, there's real no investment opportunity. And the promoters, the people that recruit, just use the money from new recruits to pay obligations owed to long-standing members of the program, or to pay for app development, or to expand. So, in layman's terms, guys, I already said that there's an expression that is stealing from Peter to pay Paul, and that's what pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes do, and eventually they will collapse. So, both Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, they're quite seductive because they make people feel like they're going to get an extremely high rate of return, especially for early people that can get involved in a very short period of time. I tell people, and I've been involved in network marketing for, like I said, over 18 years, multi-level marketing gives people the opportunity to make a tremendous income within a relatively short period of time, but it's not easy. It's extremely hard. And a lot of times it's flash in the pan success, because without a legitimate system, a marketing system, proper procedures in place to be able to continue to drive business, it falls apart. So that's why both pyramid Ponzi schemes are illegal, because inevitably, if you do the math, they fall apart. Somebody in the bottom is going to get hurt, and every scheme will eventually collapse because it can't expand beyond the population of the earth, period. So you look at that, and most investors or people who become on board as affiliates or distributors in these companies, they find themselves at the bottom. And they're unable to recoup the losses. Now, granted, in the case of United Games, it's $29.99 and then $9.99 a month. But let's take into consideration how many people since June 1st have been enrolled in the system, and that are going to be billed when this app launches, or when they're going to be billed in September, etc. We're talking millions and millions of dollars that would be going into the pockets of United Games. They say to pay for infrastructure and bandwidth and things along those nature. But, when they're saying that they're spending millions of dollars in app development, I would assume also that they would have enough investors to be able to already have all the servers in place and everything necessary, so that when the app launches, they don't have to spend money from the affiliates that they are recruiting in order to be able to provide that infrastructure. So, let's assume that a Ponzi scheme in which um, each person recruits 10 new people. There would be one person at the top, and there is one person at the top in the case of this company. His name is Roger Ullman, and he actually reached out to me 2 days ago. It's the first time I've heard from corporate since I've started pursuing them, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But he is the master affiliate. He's the one person at the top, and we'll say he recruited 10 people, and the 10 beneath him recruit, or her recruit 10, and so there's 100, and then there's 1,000. The pyramid would involve everyone on Earth in just 10 layers or 10 tiers. Um, United Games said they're going to pay out to 9 tiers. So, but regardless, with one con artist at the top, everyone at the bottom is going to have it'd be more than 4.5 billion people. And how many of those people have apps and the ability to use cell phones anyway? So it's impossible for these systems to have long-term longevity. You will have a lot of people make a lot of money in the beginning, and they're the people that got in at the beginning. And a lot of times those people just lack the morals, the ethics. It's about them. I know I'm not going to share screenshots from some of the leaders that are upset with me because I'm pursuing uh, this course of action with United Games. But like I shared with Roger 2 days ago, he's like, "Why are you doing this? What is because you're you're hurting the company, more or less, because people do look up to me. I am considered an expert in the field. There are people that attack me online. That's fine. There are people. They're like, well, we Googled you. I'm glad you Googled me. It's called Google search, not Google research. If you give me 3 days, I can have one of my web developers have several websites up about you saying that you are a child pornographer, that you traffic guns, and it would be the top search on Google. So, it's Google research. You look at somebody's behavior, and that tells you their character, not lies or rumors. And I don't believe in lies and rumors. That's why I decided to do my own research, and we're going to get into that with this United Games portion. So, with a pyramid-like structure, the promoter is likely to recruit persuade the recruits that they're getting in early, and that they should consider themselves at the top of the team. Get in now. It's grassroots. You're sitting in seats that have never been sat in before. If you come on board now, you're going to be an absolute millionaire in a year or after this launches. But I want you to consider the opportunity from the promoter side, a point of view, because he wants you to come on board because he wants to be wealthy. But when you look at the facts from the scheme from the bottom, it's a new recruit. It's those people that are hurt. And it's not just that they're hurt financially. You know, $30 and under $100, whatever. That's not going to kill somebody. But you're also crushing dreams. You're crushing reality. For a lot of people, they are banking on this opportunity as a life changing thing for them, and you're taking that away from them. And in a way, I feel that that's even more detrimental than if somebody were to steal $100 from me. So, each new recruit, revenues flow up, expenses go up, and the people at the top make the money. Now, if you consider that from the victim's perspective, when the entire scheme collapses around them, they, like their sponsor, who thought that they were at the top of the pyramid, but then realized that suddenly that they're not, that they're actually at the bottom. They're unable to find people interested in the program. If United Games discontinues the affiliate program, they just have to base it on games, which isn't really fair when affiliates got recruited, and or they can't find anybody interested to build a downline, or they can't build a downline. So it's not alone because of mathematics that a Ponzi scheme fails. It's that by the time it's ready to collapse, most investors or most people who would come on board in the business opportunity find themselves at the bottom of a pyramid, and they know it's going to collapse, and they know they're not going to make any money, and they're hurt. So I'll talk for a few minutes about the Federal Trade Commission, specifically the FTC Act, which is the governing authority, federal authority. And, the FTC brings cases against pyramid schemes under the FTC Act, which has a lot of different articles. but specifically, I looked at ones related to franchising, home businesses, multi-level marketing, affiliate programs, etc. And it broadly prohibits unfair and deceptive acts or practices in affecting commerce. I have literally probably 1,000 screenshots of claims that affiliates are making online that are illegal, period. Um, I have conference calls that are recorded that where people, affiliates, not corporate team members, but affiliates are making claims that are deceptive and are meant to deceive people who would be affiliates or players. So the specific area of the act, and I'll give you a link if you would like to look at this at the end of the webinar, but that act, 15 U.S. Code 45, 1997, it allows the commission to file suit in federal court and seek a variety of equitable remedies, including injunctive relief, a freeze of the defendants, which would be, in that case, United Games assets, the receivership of the defendant's business, and redress restitution for the consumers, or in that case, the affiliates who have come on board. I have forwarded information to the Federal Trade Commission. It has been reviewed. It has also been reviewed by my attorneys. Roger brought up 2 days ago, he's like, our attorneys are ready to file suit against you. And he's like, but I told them not to. And my response to him was, I welcome your attorneys to file suit against me because my attorneys are ready to file suit against you and seek injunctive relief and an immediate injunction to keep you from launching in September so that I can protect the people that I care about, which are the affiliates. And he sort of quieted down at that point. But representative of United Games Marketing LLC, they have violated the following federal laws specifically, and there may be more. I just don't have time to go into it. But and you can look these up, and we'll give you the link for you to look them up if you want to write this down. But 15 of the U.S. Code, specifically 437.4, 436.5, 437.6, and 436.9. Those are laws that have been directly violated by the company and or their affiliates. So already they're on the FTC's radar. FTC is not going to take action until money is actually exchanged. That's not going to necessarily keep me from taking action. But I do have faith after my conversation with Roger that the company is willing to work with me so that they can be in compliance. So I want to talk about false claims concerning the creator of Madden NFL and the designers of the United Games app. And this was completely by accident that I found out this information. How many of you have heard that, I've heard somebody from United Games, even corporate officers, say that the developer of John Madden Football is the individual that is responsible for developing our app? I found this out by accident because one of my best friends, I wanted her to look at the app and become an affiliate. And I sent it to her, and she watched the video, and she immediately called me back. And she said that they were lying. I'm like, well, what are they lying about? And she's like, the person who created Madden NFL is my dad. I'm like, what do you mean? Is your dad working for us? And she's like, no, he's never heard of you. In fact, he would love to talk to you about it. So the individual who created Madden NFL, his name is Joe Yarborough. And I'm going to actually back everything up like I said I would. I'm going to pause the screen real quick, and we're going to go to a Wikipedia page so I can show you. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to go here, back. So I'm going to show you documents. Like I said, I'm going to back everything up so that you have the proof that you need in order, if people ask questions, if they say, well, Dustin's a liar. You're like, no, I was on a webinar with him, and I actually have the proof showing that he's not. So here we go. We're going to show my screen again. And I went to, here is Joe Yarborough. You're more than welcome to go to Wikipedia and search that. Professional biography. He worked at Apple Computers before leaving in 1982. He was involved in several startups, etc. But let me get my little highlighter here because this is going to be important. Highlighter. There we go. Yarborough was also the original producer of the first version of Madden NFL. He himself is looking at possible legal action against United Games for deceptive business practices. You can't claim that he is that an individual is producing your game when he's not. I don't know if maybe they thought that he died or that nobody would find out, but by accident, my best friend's father actually happened to be the individual who created Madden, and he is not involved in any way with United Games. At this time, I'm going to ask you guys if you have any questions. You can raise your hands or you can put them in the question box. If you raise your hand, I can call on you or whatever along those lines. Okay, let's go back and exit out that screen. We'll go back to the slide presentation. Okay, so the individual that they're claiming is creating the app is not the individual who is actually creating it. I don't know who's creating it, but it's not the creator of Madden, the Madden football team, or Madden games. So next, what I wanted to look at was their corporate offices. And if you go to unitedgames.co or .com, whatever, you'll see this picture on their site as their corporate office. But there was not an address. I was interested in going to Utah and seeing them. So the company said it's headquartered in South Jordan with designers and developers in other parts of Utah as well as Europe. And then they have that picture to the left. And so I did a Google search of that particular image. And the address that came up was, in fact, South Jordan, 10808 South Riverfront Parkway, Suite 300, South Jordan, Utah. But after I searched, I discovered that the Office of United Games Marketing, this corporate headquarters that you see pictured here, that they promote, is actually a complete facade. And this was another alarming thing to me. Let me show you how it's a complete facade. Let's go back to the internet. Let's go back to the web pages so we can prove where we're at. You look at your screen and the internet search. The facility that you're looking at is actually South Jordan Executive Center. It is a virtual office that they rent for $50 a month. If you decide, you could even get a receptionist. I think you can get an auto receptionist for like an extra $25 a month. So this right here, South Jordan, Utah, this location, and you can add on, you can have people visit your lobby for an extra $25 a month. There's meeting space. So for people who want to come and look at corporate offices, they can rent boardrooms for, an extra $50 a month, regardless of what it is at this location. This company who is claiming that they are spending millions and millions of dollars in application development, they don't have an office. Not only do they not have an office, they are claiming that a virtual office is their headquarters. So that concerned me. What I find more entertaining is the fact that if I wanted to, I could get an office there right next to them. We'll just say my office is right next to United Games office, and claim it that. If you have an extra $50 laying around, you can too. You can contact DaVinci Virtual Office Solutions. There's their phone number, or you can go to that website and you can rent an office. So once again, I found that to be deceptive. So I wanted to dig a little bit more. So I wanted to find out exactly who the corporate officers were, and I did my homework. I'm going to Michael Henderson, who is our CEO. There's not a bad thing that I can say, or excuse me, Jeff Henderson. There's not a bad thing that I can say about this individual. He built a very good organization with Nu Skin. Nu Skin's headquartered in Utah as well. And he lives in Orem. The only information I have available for him is his Facebook page. You can find him on Facebook, message him. But even on his intro, it says nothing about United Games. It just says that he was a former vice president at New Skin Enterprises. Cannot find any negative information about this individual. But he is also, by way of documents, the only officer of this company. Let's go to handouts and bring this up. So this is the official filing for United Games Marketing in the state of Utah. It was received on May 25th. They formed the company technically, I guess, on April 7th, 2016. The name of the company is United Games Marketing LLC. So anyone who claims on the telephone calls or whatever that the company is United Games now, it's not. The name of the company is United Games Marketing LLC. This is their registered agent's address, who I would assume would be their attorney or the individual who formed the company. Jeff Henderson is the organizer, if you know how LLCs work, organizer and owner. Signed April 25th, so 5 days before launch of the company. So that's not an address in South Jordan. That's an address in Provo. So we continue to go down. Article of organization. Company's principal office is in Orem, Utah, right here. Not in South Jordan, in Orem, Utah. United Games Marketing, right there. We go. Registered agent doesn't really matter. Like I said, if you're going to sue them, that's where we would send their paperwork. But once again, deceiving. Only organizers. Jeffrey B. Henderson, organizer. That's it. That's the only owner of the company. No additional filings have been made. And it went into effect, the certificate of organization went into effect on May 25th, 2016. Now, I've owned many companies in my life, and I have never, ever started a company 5 days before launch. Because there's a lot of things that go into play. And those of you who are familiar with business as well know that there's taxes and all those things that are involved. So that's a red flag for me as well. Let's go on to Madeline Lewis. This is the only thing I can find out about Madeline. She seems, from what I can tell, to be a very nice woman. But for individuals who knew Bernie Madoff, they also said that he was very nice as well. So, she's considered the VP of Sales and Marketing, even though she's not listed on any of the paperwork. And her bio states that once she graduated from BYU, she got a bachelor's in marketing, and she spent 20 years in the direct sales industry. But I have not found a company that has identified her as being a corporate officer. And apparently she founded her own company, and she lectures, coaches, mentors, and has built successful marketing companies in more than 20 different countries, which makes sense as to why they put her at the forefront of all the calls, etc. If she has developed organization, she knows how to talk. So the next officer that we're going to talk about, and once again, just because I want everyone to know exactly what we're dealing, would be Mark. Mark is the chief creative officer at United Games, and his specific role, I can't find really anything on him other than his Facebook page, but just that he's the chief creative officer of United Games, and that's it. He was a former director at Sweet Rush, some entertainment production companies, things along those lines. In Utah, once again, married, doesn't seem like a bad individual. Moving on, we have Ben. What is Ben's official position? Ben is the chief technical officer. So as chief technical officer, I'm not sure what he really does, honestly, because none of them are accepting any of my friend requests anymore. But I do know that in addition to that, he studied finance at University of Utah. I found his Twitter page and his specific website. I don't know any individuals that are in charge of $1 million companies that purposely have additional businesses that they run. But he's a developer, designer, instructor, organizer, writer, whatever any of that might mean. So, all these things are going to be available to you if you like to research them. Once again, he's Salt Lake City, Utah. I guess he runs the Twitter page. I guess that's his job, is to run the Twitter page. And I'm going to go on to one more that actually concerned me a little bit more than anything. And that would be our CFO, Mr. Ryan Reese here. This is his CPA website. He works for Hartle and Reese LLC, certified public accountants. But CFOs generally don't have additional jobs as well. And that includes working at community colleges and teaching at community colleges. So I have concerns about the management of the company. These sort of things are not, he on his LinkedIn page, let's go to his LinkedIn page real quick, actually, because this was the thing that really sort of scared me. Tax professional, outsource CFO. He's a rent-a-CFO. For a $1 million, multi-million dollar company, I think I would hire a CFO. I don't think I would rent one that also teaches community college and has a full-time CPA accounting firm that they run. So these are things that alarmed me once again. So we've looked at the virtual office, we've looked at the corporate officers. We go to the corporate page, still claiming their company headquarters, affiliate sales teams. They're saying United Games employs a large affiliate sales force. Employees would mean that they are actually getting paid, so they don't. None of the affiliates are getting paid. With a presence on 7 continents, this is their mission, is to change mobile gaming apps instead of traditional mass media advertising strategies. And really the business concept behind United Games is brilliant. But some things need to change in order to make it solvent to where it will not implode and actually destroy itself. You can join the team. United Games employs a growing workforce of dedicated associates. You can find out how to become part of the world's greatest mobile gaming company. Please contact us. But there's no way for you to contact them. Once again, a company that, I personally am a brand partner with Nerium, and I know how fast we grew, and I know that we are constantly hiring individuals. So, they're not hiring anybody, and they're outsourcing everyone. So those are things that concern me. So as far as, corporate staff, which I listed, I think that's alarming to anyone. According to the documents filed with the state of Utah, they are claiming to do business in a place that they are not legally listed. So on June 29th, I decided to email United Games, and this is sort of where things came to head. Let me go to this slide, current slide. June 29th, I emailed United Games, and I told them that I had some major concerns about their compensation plan compliance with Federal Trade Commission regulations, and I have that support ticket FTC issues. I received a reply email that stated, I received an email, or excuse me, in the email, I stated that I think it would be appropriate for us to have a recorded conversation for my records, and I supplied them with my office and cellular phone numbers as well as private email address. The following day, I received a reply email stating, "Hi, Dustin. Could you please send us an email with what this is pertaining to, as we can have the appropriate contact or person contact you." This is June 29th, almost a month ago. So we're going on to pages again. On June 2nd, I replied to them with this email. "I have done quite a bit of research and I would like to make you a proposal. I believe that you are illegally operating as a Ponzi scheme, as defined by the FTC Act 15 U.S. Code 45, 1997, which constitutes unfair and deceptive business practices or acts practicing an effect of commerce. I believe that United Games Sports app is a great concept, but the lack of disclosure and the promise of compensation for the recruitment of affiliates, which will pay $29.99 in September, is only a ploy to fund operations of the company, and I am confident that the FTC and federal courts will see this as well. I believe that I can get an immediate injunction against United Games, and in order for you to cease and desist from all affiliate recruiting activities until your company is able to provide proof of financial responsibility and solvency. Having said that, I believe that I can save your venture from what looks like an almost immediate failure, but this will require us to have a conversation on the phone, which will be recorded. If you will agree to those terms, please let me know, and we can schedule a time to talk. Otherwise, I feel personally obligated to the affiliates which I have already recruited, and to those which may be coerced into joining your company as an affiliate, to seek immediate legal remedy against your company. Be advised that I've spoken with my attorney, and while I have not retained her to represent me in any action that I have discussed above, she is aware of the entirety of the situation, and should you not comply with my request, I will retain her and seek any and above all, or any and all available legal remedies to prevent you from defrauding, deceiving, and your vastly growing affiliate network." So if anybody asks you why I am doing what I'm doing, right here is what you should reference. I'm using my own money. I've hired my own attorneys to protect you all because I believe that is a higher calling. If they don't comply, I will retain and seek all available remedies to prevent them from defrauding and deceiving you, to keep them from charging you more or less. Sincerely, Dustin Mitchell. I did not receive a phone call until June 21st, 2 days ago, from Roger Ulmer, who is not a corporate officer, but he's the master affiliate. He's the very first affiliate. He contacted me and in an effort to open communication and see how my concerns can be addressed, which was that made me feel better. I'm happy that he contacted me. We are in communications. I am sending him emails, etc., things that I believe are not in compliance, and he's going to review them. And I am actually looking at going to Utah next week to sit down with them so that we can perhaps come to an arrangement. I have also made mention that I am interested in purchasing United Games. He did give me a number, which, if provided the proper financials and information, I would more than likely accept that number and restructure the company to a degree. My whole purpose in doing this is to make sure that you all are taken care of. So I get to ask this because I'm still building United Games. But if I feel this way, why am I building it? Do I think United Games is a scam? No. I believe that United Games is a revolutionary concept, and I do not believe that any member of the corporate team is deliberately acting malicious or attempting to scam any affiliates. I just think that they are going about things the wrong way, and perhaps some things have been overlooked that should not have been overlooked. However, there are quite a few regulatory issues that I feel need to be addressed so that the company is federally compliant and can remain financially solvent for the foreseeable future. So after speaking with Roger, like I said, I feel much more confident that the company is going to act ethically. They've opened the lines of communication with me, and I believe that we can work together to make necessary changes to the compensation plan, corrections to policy, so that the company can go forward and can continue to make a tremendous impact, in the gaming and app industry. So that is the end of portion one, as far as why I'm doing what I'm doing. Additional resources for you all if you want to look. You can go to ftcact.dustinmitchell versus unitedgames.com and review the entire act as it relates to multi-level affiliate marketing, direct sales companies, etc. And then if you would like additional information on an article that I wrote, you can go to pyramidschemes.networkmarketinginc.com, and sort of gives you some information as to how to differentiate a legitimate business opportunity from one that is a Ponzi scheme or a scam. So that is the end of that portion of the presentation. Do you all have any questions concerning what we just went through? You can raise your hand. All right, Daniel, you raise your hand. You can unmute yourself, or you can type it in the question area. No, all right, Troy says pretty clear. Troy, you unmuted.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
that was pretty clear. I appreciate the content and the concern that allow us to move this forward to be legitimate. I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, thank you. Like, I'm continuing to build. If I did not see that there was hope in salvaging the company, I would not be continuing to build. I would have disassociated myself with the company immediately. And I'm grateful that Roger reached out to me 2 days ago. I think it was about a month too late. I would have preferred it to have been a lot sooner. But I believe that in 2 months' time that we can work together and make everything compliant and really make this a great company. Let's see. Daniel, if I am able to purchase the company, will affiliates not start backing out? If I purchase the company, the comp structure will also be altered to where it is more profitable for you. I've actually started already writing out a different compensation plan. Placement would remain the same, but it would be long-term on a long-term basis, more financially lucrative and stable for you. So not flash in the pan success, but something that is actually sustainable. If an affiliate wants to back out because I purchased the company, more power to them, because that means that the affiliates that stay are just going to get paid more. It really, I mean, if somebody's going to back out because I purchased the company, then I really don't, I really don't care. That doesn't matter to me whatsoever. There are affiliates who, one of my things and one of my pet peeves is that people must remain compliant. You can't make false claims. You can't be deceptive in the field. And compliance issues are extremely important to me. And there will be affiliates, if I am able to purchase the company, there will be affiliates that will be removed. I can tell you that much. And then you had another question. Will the app be launched during the same time frame? The company has been extremely quiet about the app, and I'm sure there's reasons why. They don't want anybody copying it, anything along those lines. As far as I know, the app is scheduled to be launched in late September. If I purchase a company and the app is on schedule, it will still launch at the same time. If, however, during negotiations or I find out any additional information that it's not going to be ready, you as affiliates, you'll be the first for me to notify the situation. Number one, and I will come up with a definite time frame. I can tell you that I do have the head of my web development team. He actually works for Network Marketing Inc. Has compiled a list of about 5 app developers, and we are in the process of preliminarily putting together everything that we need to build an app if needed. So if negotiations fall through, if United Games does not become compliant, etc., and I have to seek remedies in court in order to protect you all, I do want you to know that I have a team, and I am using my own funds once again that are in the process of putting their heads together so that we can develop an app that will be similar in nature to the United Games app. Any other questions? Okay, let me pause the screen, and then I'm going to. I don't have any additional slides. I'm going to go sort of go through and show you. I don't know if you saw this part. I don't know if you saw this slide. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you some general marketing tools, things that'll help you as you continue to grow your business, and things that I do, how I engage with people. I think one of the big things that a lot of people do wrong in this business is they try to go for the jugular. You immediately try to recruit people, tell them it's the best thing in the world. They have to get in. It doesn't cost anything, and you really don't explain anything to them. Social media is one of the most powerful forms for us to be able to market this system, and that's one of the reasons why I developed the lead capture pages, for instance, because it provides you all the information that they need. Let's go to my lead capture page real quick. So we'll go to getunitedgames.com because I use them. Yeah, use them as well. I don't market anything that I don't use personally. So we'll go to my website. And we have getunitedgames.com. So they can download the commission plan, United Games presentation, the sales sheet, and the sales sheet in Spanish, which you can't get unless somebody emails it to you directly or unless you're an affiliate. You have the ability to watch the video. So they can watch the video. You recommend they watch the video. And then they come down and they put in their information. They can become an affiliate. They can become a player or both. If United Games decides to discontinue the affiliate program, which I really hope they don't, and that's one of the things I want to talk with them about. If they decide to do that, then it would just become a player. How did you hear about United Games? Sometimes people will put in information. So Troy, maybe they put in your information, and in that instance, if I get an email, or if they just went to getunitedgames.com, if you just go to getunitedgames.com, the emails all go into like one big server, and that's why I sent out an email a couple of weeks ago, or not weeks ago, excuse me, days ago, making sure that everyone is checking their junk mail and making sure that they are giving them their subdomain. Because I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm not going to send them codes. If I don't know who they belong to, I just delete them. I had an affiliate who offered to buy them, and I'm like, no, that's not the case. That's in my opinion is unethical, because you're buying somebody else's lead. Somebody else, so they can resubmit that. But they put in their information, and it immediately gets emailed to you. So I'm going to just do mine, Mitchell. If you have not, I want you to put in your address book, no reply at getunitedgames.com. That will help you cut back on spam, and then going into your spam or your junk mail folders. So they hit send. Thank you for your message. It's been sent. I just got a notification on my phone Did you have got a message from United Games? I immediately am going to go to unitedgames.co, enter in my information, invite that affiliate, put them in, and send them their code. If within 24 hours, I check back, the fortune is in the follow up in this industry. So if in 24 hours I check back and let's go down and look and see who's registered. We'll say, all right, so these two individuals, Adam opened his and hasn't. I'm going to call them, make sure that they got their code, make sure they have any questions, get your upline leaders on the phone. If you need me to um, uh, talk to them, get me on the phone, schedule a call with me. I'd be more than happy to help you. As your leader, as your mentor, coach, whatever you want to call me, it's my job to help you become successful. And quite literally, my cell phone does not get shut off. It is on 24 hours a day unless I am speaking. So, for instance, today, I'm in San Diego. I had to speak. I had to turn it off for a little while, but I still got back to everyone as quickly as possible. So that's a lead capture page. Well, what's the best way to give out the lead capture pages? There's a lot of different methods. Let me sign into my Facebook. We're a sports app, right? So as a sports app, we want to get people engaged in sports. So for intents and purposes for the lead capture pages, because I want more people to have lead capture pages so our organization grows faster. I have been posting these contests. Who's going to win, the Rangers or the Royals? Comment below for a chance to win free lead capture page at unitedgames.com. I do that by going to home. I watch all the sports, so you might have to modify your Facebook to where you can do this. But today's games, see more. I select a game that I want to promote. Almost everybody's is top eight. But we can do Atlanta versus the Rockies, so we can do this one. Click here, share, and it doesn't even have to be a contest on that. We could put something along the lines of. How many of you would be interested in a free interactive sports app? Take a look at the I don't know, how do you spell Pokemon? Is that how you spell it? Whatever, we'll put Candy Crush. And then I'm going to put in my website, getunitedgames.com/Dustin. Post. It's going to post to my wall. You can post in group pages, sports pages, etc. But then they're going to read this, bottom of the third, click on my page, takes them to my Get United Games page. They watch the video, fill in their information, and you collect it that way. We have a lot of support services that we offer. You can get business cards from us if you want to go after the sports bar aspect, which I think is probably one of the smartest for building your affiliate team and players. Going after sports bars, we have coasters, business cards, things of that nature that you can incorporate as well. Text message marketing. There's window decals, anything that you can provide, because like I said, we're the second largest company for the network marketing industry as far as support services. So anything that you could possibly want, we have cups that people that bars can order, things of that nature. And the really good thing about that I found in approaching sports bars would be that once the owner of the bar comes on board, they're the ones that they're paying for the support materials. Like here's a picture of a coaster. for one of the sports bars, Woody Sports and Video Bar. Text Woody's to 71441 for your free registration code and opts them in. They pay for that. The same goes business cards, the whole 9 yards. When we are looking, when you're looking at things, so let me make sure my screen is still showing. I primarily use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn as far as marketing materials, providing things along those lines. But let me see. Right, that's the back of a business card. These are individuals who won either free lead capture pages with us or discounted lead capture pages with us just by participating in those posts. Who do you think will win? The Cardinals, or I think it was the Padres they played the other day. So the picture you see on the screen right now, that's the back of one of the business cards. They want to win a free lead capture page for United Game, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I send out private messages. Let's see if we have some. You can private messages, text. The one thing that you want to steer clear from, for sure, is spamming people, though. You want to make sure that you have people's permission before you send them information. And I also always recommend that you send a personal email or a personal text. Number one, it doesn't charge for it. Number two, they're actually going to get it, and it's not going to go into their spam folder. You guys have any questions on that aspect? Hands raised. Because I'll freely admit the four things that the company provides you as far as tools, that's really nothing. Even the video on a poor scale. So I'm trying to scroll through here and see if I have some. I sort of slowed down my recruiting on my Facebook page directly. Until United Games contacted me, and so I'll go ahead and begin again. But like for instance here, these are the type of results that you want, guys. You want to be getting emails to where you are, in a week, getting 490 or 4,928 new reps in your organization. You want to make sure that everything is duplicatable. Get them questions. You don't just sign them up as an affiliate and tell them to go and send out a whole bunch of codes and hope that they get people to come on board. There's a strategy available for everything. This is the email, by the way, that I sent to another email I sent to corporate for false claims. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Sent this to corporate. False claims are illegal. Once again, I'm going to request that you work with me to make your program legally compliant with the FTC Act. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to allow your company to deceive and hurt my people. We can either talk or you can continue to ignore me, and I will proceed as I feel ethically compelled to do. And this was a post from Scott Brewster saying, in October 2016 will be the first month in business, and it looks like he's going to have a return of investment of 1,000, whatever that number is, to 2,000%. Not bad for 1 month. You can't make claims like that. That is completely illegal. Trending towards return on investment between 200,000% by the October 2007. There's laws in place, and this is you don't deceive people, and they're going to, here it is, yeah. If you're honest with people up front, they're going to trust you. They're going to develop a relationship with you, and you are going to be able to work with them and teach them and coach them so that they are actually successful themselves. And that's the whole purpose of this industry. You can have anything you want in life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want from life first. But you have to help other people in order to do that. You have to take the focus off of yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of people are incapable of doing that. They're incapable of seeing things in the big picture. I'm doing this webinar because I care. I'm recording this webinar. I'm going to make it available online because I want people to be able to be successful in this industry. I don't want this to be another business that they got into and they got let down. And eventually, at some point, people are going to give up on their dreams because they're tired of being led on, lied to, and let down. I'm not going to be responsible for that. I'm not going to be the catalyst. I'm not going to be the individual that brought somebody on board into a company, and even if it isn't my fault, they fail and give up. My job is to change lives, not to ruin them. And the more lives I can change, the more people I can help, the better. That's always been my concept in business from day one. Even if people were not financially connected to me, I work with them. That's why I do my summer tours every year. Then the next one in Denver. The majority of the people that attend my leadership academies and my trainings every year aren't even in my company. I have no financial connection to these individuals whatsoever, but they come. They want to be a part because they want to learn from other industry leaders. And I've recruited people from other companies like Josh Wild with Secret and Rick Hager with Visalis or V, and then Mary Kay distributors and people with Amway, and I get the best because we can come together, and if we work together as an industry, it is we're going to change the way the industry is viewed. People aren't going to ask you, "Is this one of those pyramid things?" Because they're going to see it as a legitimate, business opportunity. And I'm excited about that. That's my goal. That's my mission, and I would hope that that would be yours too. As far as coming on board with, be it United Games or any other company that you do. I'm really excited about this one. If you guys have the ability, and at the end of January, definitely want to come on this. It's a moving up leadership course or training that we're doing, and then we're going from Galveston down to Cozumel, Puerto Vallarta, and back, or not Puerto Vallarta, but where the Mayan ruins are. And 3 days, we spend about 3 hours in a conference room, and the rest is just interactive, us working with each other, the top leaders, small group settings, interactive training while we're going down water slides and having cocktails and playing roulette and doing all that stuff. So this is one of my favorite events in the entire, out of every year. And, I put a lot of my own money up in order for people to be able to go. You can, I don't know of any other cruise you can go on, get trained for 5 days, have it completely inclusive, have the time of your life for 5 days for $495. So, I do what I do to help. And anyone who would like to argue with me otherwise or say that I have a hidden agenda, excuse my language, but I'm R-rated and they can kiss my ass, because I know what my heart says to do, and it's to protect you and to help you all achieve your dreams. So, at that, I guess we can go ahead and end the webinar unless you guys have any other questions.
I'm good. This is Troy. Everything was clear, concise for me.
Okay.
Ready to rock and roll, brother.
Good. I'm ready to help you get there. So you just let me know if you need me for anything. Text me, call me. If you need me on the phone with your prospects, you let me know. It is easier in this industry let's say, after you send them your lead capture page, for instance, if they have additional questions, you don't answer them. Don't be the expert. Get somebody else on the phone, like me or another third-party expert, to answer them for you, because it adds credibility.
Absolutely. Three-way call monster, brother. Three-way call monster.
Absolutely. So thanks, guys, for being on the webinar. I'm going to end it. I am going to make it available for everybody to view, except for there's a cease and desist against John Zare and Scott Brewster. They can't even access my pages now. Um, but or legally they're not supposed to. If I find out that they do and I check their IP addresses, they're going to wish that they hadn't. But I am working with Roger. The corporate team finally reached out to me. Hopefully, we can get things straightened out, work together, make this an incredible company and opportunity for everybody.
Awesome. Have a great night, Chief.
You too. All right. Thanks, guys, so much.